I have here a IBM emulator called MartyPC, and it supports the CGA graphics and all of that, which is kind of fun. But the point of this video is to show how GW Basic worked and QBasic worked in the system. So, and generally programming. But anyway, let's run some GW Basic, and this is a far cry better than what was released on the Altair. And also, unlike the Altair version, the CS command actually works. And of course, cursor positions can be done too, so I can do like locate 11, 1. And it will move the cursor position down to row 11 and 1. Anyway, there are some things that I like and dislike about GW Basic. One of them is I could edit my programs, but as you know, it's line number based. So if I wanted to change a line number, I would have to retype it. And well, that's okay for some people. I don't much like it, but let's say that this is one of the cool commands that they added, by the way. So we'll do this, and we'll see how that goes. Oh man, you see, this is another reason for proof why I don't like it. I want to make sure that it's continuous. Anyway, let's run it. And that prints 1 to 100, and it's straightforward. Here's the listing again, just in case you missed it. And I could type the system command to get back out of this. Well, GW Basic lasted for a long time, and I think the last version of MS-DOS it was released with was version 4, before they released QBasic. And QBasic was a much more enhanced version of BASIC, but it was based off the QBasic compiler, or the Quick Basic compiler. The Quick Basic compiler was something that was purchased, and I can't remember offhand what the price was. I think it was around $100, and you paid even more for the professional version. But as you can see, there's a make exe file option, and that's one of the things that sets it apart from the one that came with MS-DOS 5, which was QBasic. And QBasic, it takes the editor from QuickBasic, and it also takes the syntax style from QuickBasic, but it doesn't have the compiler options. It just allows you to run the program in immediate mode. And so in this, I could do the same program that I wrote in GW Basic, but I could simply edit this way. And of course, I'll run the program. It'd be helpful if I make it continuous. There we go. And that's one of the reasons why I like it. I didn't have to retype the whole line number to do the same thing. Anyway, that's a short, brief example of BASIC on the IBM. Now, Microsoft did release QuickC, and I have to set the variables here in order to make it work, and also the path had to be altered because I have references, or how should I put it? I point the path to Turbo Pascal as well, and BASIC and QBasic, and sometimes when you have multiple compilers, that can have some kind of conflict. So it's nice to be able to change your variables when you're at the command line, and that's why they created the new vars command. So you can either alter your auto exec, or you can simply keep this in your directories, so that way you can actually change them on the fly. So I'm going to go to a work folder here. I'm going to run quick C, and this is again, this is not the professional version of C that Microsoft had released. This is a hobbyist version, I should say. So we're going to call this count, and we'll save it as count C. And forgive my typos. I don't usually write programs as much anymore, and I should. But we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see. Some people have very strict standards when they're writing their application, so we're going to say this. Okay, so what this does is it starts my variable off at 1 and does this loop, or this for loop, while this statement is true. And after each iteration, I want to increment it by 1. And that's the syntax of the for loop here. So I'm going to go ahead and print. And then, like BASIC, there's print using and printf, or print with formatting, is almost similar. But I'm going to say that I want a 3 character, or a mantissa of 3 digits here, and followed by 2 spaces. And then, if you notice, I'm not doing a new line until the loop is complete. And there's a better way to do this, obviously. But the point of the video is to show that I can write the same program in BASIC and in C, and you'll see how much faster it is after compiling. So we're going to save this, and we're going to compile this application and give it a moment to work. And after this is done, we'll run it and we'll check it. Okay, here we go. I should have probably sped that up through video here, but it's all right. There's the exe file. That's about 5,895 bytes. That's a lot for what it does, but see, it's a little faster, and that's because it's compiled. But you can also compile BASIC. That's fine too, but C is still going to be a little bit faster. Anyway, I hope this helps. And while we go through these videos, I hope to not only introduce programming through emulators, and to show that you can still have a lot of fun, like you're using the actual hardware, but you can make some real applications with it, and you're not stuck with having to switch diskets. You're not, and of course, the cost of real hardware is so expensive these days. I even purchased a clicky keyboard so that way I can have almost genuine experience with this IBM emulator. So whatever you do, it's all about having fun, and to enjoy computing as a hobby again, instead of wasting our time with social media. I think it's important to explore our hobbies, or computers as a hobby, rather than as something that we have to use to communicate with family. We could still do that, but anyway, I don't want to go off on a rant here. But have fun, and that's what this is all about.